His name, Merlin.
What is going on, wizards, knights, and lords of all around the Ambient and Camelot alike? Welcome back to the Merlin Weekly Reviews, where today we're talking about episode 4, my lovelies, of Gwaine. Now, Gwaine is a very interesting episode because it leads into a future Knight of the Round Table, Sir Gwaine. And his story in Merlin is quite interesting, where apparently they meet him in a bar because Arthur still wants to be on that whole kick of, you know what, I want to find out what my subject's up to, but not telling him who I am. So Merlin, we act like simple servants. Oh yeah, you got the simple part down. What was that? I was saying it's very bright out. Oh yes, yes it is. And it just goes into a whole big thing about how they meet Gwaine, and then his hatred of nobles, and then we have the villains of the week, which are these two thugs. They get a magical sword trying to kill Arthur because he beat their asses at the same tavern, at the same place where I'm pretty sure Merlin was being propositioned for sex later from the barkeep. I'm just saying, Merlin is apparently getting some side stuff that we ain't getting any details about. Gotta keep our eyes on that boy. Gotta keep our eyes on him. Still, though, we got a lot of good development for this story, including what Gwen is truly feeling about Arthur. We got to get a little bit more of an inkling about the whole relationship between Merlin and Arthur actually still being congruent to a brotherhood rather than just being simple friends, because they're allowed to joke and do the stupidest stuff, but they're still the same polar opposites that they were at the beginning, just a bit more connected than before. And, as a big bonus, there was no Morgana in this episode! But unfortunately, to get the hype train down, we still had Uther, existing. Because we can't have good things! Why can't Uther be dead already? He's terrible! And he sucks! Anyway, we also got to see a little bit more into Merlin's whole growth as not only a magician, as well as a stealthy individual that can assess the situation very quickly, but he's also got a little bit of an inkling in some small scenes of being a pretty good physician after studying under Gaius for so long. So he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve now. But the biggest thing about this episode was showing off what a future Knight of Camelot can do aside from Lancelot and other knights like Tristan and whatnot. Gwaine is a very adaptable combatant that can even go beyond the skills of Arthur, which is very astute and just what Camelot is going to need in the future from this big event I still don't feel comfortable telling you guys about because I don't like doing spoilers. But rest assured that Gwaine's talents will not go unnoticed. His feats, his prowess, his entire everything of how to assess the situation to also being probably the best combatant Camelot will ever know will be the forefront soon. But for now, we just gotta have him introduced, but then pushed aside to try and give more into red herrings about what the future of Camelot will be under the rule of King Arthur, where we're getting more and more inklings into his whole psyche and mannerisms throughout the entire 3 seasons thus far of the 5-season show, that he does want to do stuff right for his people, that he does want to open his mind and accept new traditions and methods and methodologies and beliefs, all to make a reasonable Camelot for not only himself but his people. It's a beautiful episode that does a lot of good things, and it's probably one of my favorite episodes of Merlin, ranking in maybe number 6 of my top 10 favorite Merlin episodes. Note to self, talk to Chris about doing a top 10 Merlins countdown. Anyway, that's all I'm going to be saying about episode 4, but tune in next time where we're going over episode 5, where it's going to get very trippy up in here. So to all my knights, make sure you're keeping your blades and shields at the ready. To all my magicians, make sure you're studying all of your incantations and spells for good instead of for ill. And to all my lords and knights and queens of all over Ambien, make sure your kingdoms are kept very well secured, very well safe, and always immaculate until we meet again. Ciao, Bella.